Welcome to Ibis Weather. This is Sarah. This is update for January 19th, 2026. Thank you guys for all tuning in and watching. So I wanted to do a follow-up of the storm that we have continued. This is come through during the southeast from yesterday, Sunday, January 18th, and then also talk about the new type and new possible storm that we may end up getting and likely will get some form of the cold snap that will happen this upcoming weekend as well. So lots to cover right now. So to start, we kind of want to show you guys about where some areas we did see some snow being reported. This is from weather.gov. It's a source that you know where people do report snow. I just want to point out it was reported hours ago. We do have snow too from the Panhandle all the way to uh, over there by Georgia and South Carolina, and then of course more heavy snow up there in the Mid Atlantic to New England, and of course over there by the Great Lakes, which is unusual. We also have some serious snow reports from Colorado into Oklahoma and Kansas a little bit. This little one here in Colorado was 8 inches in Eldora, Colorado. So that is interesting. That was reported today, apparently. But so show you kind of from the snow where we were talking about. You remember for this past weekend yesterday, people were saying we're going to have snow basically anywhere from east of Louisiana all the way up to North Carolina, and that's just the reality. Florida only got it on the very end, western edge of the Panhandle, mostly middle Georgia, a little bit in the Carolinas. As you guys can see, we do have some pockets that did have heavier snow. Lumpkin, Georgia received 2.2 inches. Um, Monticello, Georgia also received 3 inches, less than an inch in Harold, Florida. Mariana, Florida received 1.3 inches. Midville, Georgia, 1 inch. So definitely more within what the realm that we were saying, which is going to be around an inch or under. And with some areas that have pockets of a little bit higher, but again, wasn't this big, massive snowstorm that people made it sound like, where they made it sound like, oh, Peninsula of Florida, the beaches of the Carolinas and Georgia will also receive snow. That wasn't the case. Now, that's not to say that couldn't happen. It might even happen possibly with the coming system, which is actually quite a bit stronger than the one that we experienced, which we'll get into more in a moment. So we'll have to kind of wait and see where that is. Obviously, with so many days ahead, I mean, here we are Monday, 19th. I mean, it wouldn't happen. We're having literally about 4 or 5 days from now. It's like real quick. So we're talking about anywhere from the 23rd through the 25th, possibly. So we have, 3 or 4 days before again we'll get more information. We do know that the forecast and modeling details will change between now and then, as we saw it did with the last system. Again, these models are not, they are used as a tool in the forecast. They're not necessarily used as the sole forecast, because you still have to think about science applies, right? The dynamics and the different factors of, the humidity and the moisture and temperatures and the wind chills and just the way that the weather normally behaves. So it could happen this coming weekend, but definitely I wanted to show that this past weekend was not like what some of the internet personalities trying to show and remind you that we might get something similar for this upcoming weekend, but don't just believe the hype that you're seeing right now regarding that. We'll definitely get more information going forward. So let's go ahead for the 14-day future outlook. So this is from January 27th to February 2nd. East Coast and the mid part of the country is still going to be dealing with below average temperatures, including all the way down there in Miami, which is kind of unusual. It's not but also then, but everywhere from central Texas all the way to the East Coast, all the way up to the Great Lakes. Again, not unusual, not as cold as maybe they could be concerned for that. It definitely looks above normal for them, um, below normal for them, I suppose. And then as far as the West Coast and the western portion of the country is definitely having quite a bit of heat wave. That's not unusual. Even Alaska is experiencing it for a while. And then some of the other islands are also having more normal temperatures for now. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. So it does look like we can expect, cooler than average temperatures for at least the remainder of the month. of January. So we'll see how that kind of rolls into spring. Typically, as you guys know, here in the southeast, spring, even though the calendar season doesn't start until March, um, we do start seeing warm up and become more spring like here on the southeast coast. So we'll see if this happens. Right now, it's looking like it might not happen as quick or as normal as we have seen, but we'll have to wait and see what they hold for the rest of February, which is a shorter month than everything else in this year. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the system that will be impacting basically anywhere from the plains on all the way out to the east coast. So again, this is not really touching anywhere in the west side of the country. So in our mountain west, we might see a little bit in New Mexico, maybe a little bit in Colorado, maybe even some in Wyoming. But other than that, most of the other places are going to stay California. So let's go ahead and look at what this particular model. So this is the same thing as interpretation of race. This is your model. Um, and this will have the starting point here Friday at midnight. So January 23rd. And you can see it does show a little bit of rain from Louisiana up into the northeast corner of Alabama and a little bit into Georgia. There's more rain over there in the Caribbean islands. We go forward into 3 a.m. Nothing. You see more rain building into the middle part of the country, the southern plains. We do see a little bit of snow starting to possibly pop up again, well under an inch over there by the northern edge of Oklahoma into Kansas. Keep going, and doing storms building up over there in the middle southern Oklahoma and the Panhandle. We see a little bit of snow ice on the very western edge of that southeast part of Colorado at noon on Friday, the 23rd. And going forward, see that happens, some more snow builds in from Wyoming and Colorado into northern Oklahoma and southeastern Kansas. Again, a little bit of ice over there in Oklahoma, mostly just rain again in the Dallas area here. More rain showers again for the southeast side of Louisiana into the coastal areas of Alabama and Mississippi and a little bit of Panhandle and more rain from central Alabama and northern Georgia. Going forward, you see the ice get a little bit bigger section as it goes into Arkansas, but snow again, so Kansas into Missouri as it continues to head east. As we go into midnight, January 24th, that is Saturday, the ice has moved into obviously again Arkansas. We just keep going forward, some more ice up. You see ice in western panhandle of Texas with more rain. Also, you see some snow in the northern side of New Mexico and Colorado definitely more, but the ice and snow is definitely building here. Again, this is just one model, it's forecast, it's mind. We'll keep going. We do see definitely a lot more ice, definitely for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, kind of central Texas, all the way up into snow for Tennessee, Kentucky. Again, ice kind of clean out over there in a little bit of northern Louisiana into Arkansas, with a little bit of snow, and just kind of move, interesting little way. So it's kind of a little band of the three mixed together. Going forward, it's still Saturday at noon. We continue really trying to reach the coast into North Carolina. Going forward, definitely more well defined routes than what we saw this past weekend. This is by 6 p.m. Saturday, the 24th. See it more kind of happening again. We definitely kind of see the mix more or less over there. All of Alabama getting some kind of precipitation from the system, mostly rain, a little bit of snow. Mississippi definitely having more snow. Again, Arkansas, and some Louisiana. Obviously, of course, like I said, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which are not strangers to ice. It's not unusual. Of course, you can get some type of an ice storm in the month of January. Oddly enough, right on schedule for them. Continue to move, mostly rain. Again, mostly here in Georgia, a little bit of snow. South Carolina and North Carolina seems to be more likely to have snow and ice. Again, if it gets cold enough, can the rain cause ice to form? That's definitely a possibility. Something we will have to continue to watch. This is for midnight on Sunday, June 25th. Again, kind of watching it, kind of where Euro ends right here at 6 a.m. Sunday. So definitely snow more for northern Georgia, and of course a good chunk of South Carolina and of course North Carolina having ice and snow as well. You will see it's mostly rain on the coastal, extreme coastal areas, and Florida looking to get, again, the peninsula missing on most of this stuff. That was Euro. Here is for the GFS. So we're starting again at midnight Friday, similar to what we saw on the GFS. You see the moisture building up over here in the Gulf, which is part of the reason why they're thinking that this snow and ice is going to happen. Go forward. Dallas starting with rain showers, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. Starting to see a little bit of snow and ice spill over there by the Red River. Definitely see some snow form over there in Wyoming and Colorado, then up there by New England and the Great Lakes. You see the icy snow becoming more well defined over here by midnight Saturday. So by, again, the Red River, Texarkana kind of area, more snow for, this one is showing more snow for um, Oklahoma, which is interesting. We'll kind of have to wait and see. Definitely have sweet as well, so some rain. Seeing that continue to build kind of bigger and more eastward. We go forward through Saturday by 12 p.m. Saturday. Definitely from Colorado to Kansas, all of Oklahoma, very edge, northern side of the Dallas metro, and a little bit over to by Wichita, Gulf as well, Missouri, Arkansas, uh, not Kentucky yet, but Tennessee, and of course the northern ends of um, Alabama and Mississippi, and then a little bit into Georgia. Again, it's rain, it's just forward, it's go forward. Again, building more, growing more like the middle Texas. So again, not this area showing any snow at the moment there. The looks like it's might be getting some risk of some sleet freezing of rain as we go into midnight Sunday. It continues to grow, kind of move off coast. So they will get again Louisiana as well for the southern portions of it. Possibly even some snow maybe on the northwestern side of the metro of New Orleans. Going forward, this is 12 p.m. Sunday. A little bit of snow over there by Savannah, surprisingly. A little bit again still going over there from southwestern Texas all the way across and over there by the tiny beaches of Alabama. Again, rain essentially over there in the Georgia area. That is where that one ends. That was a GFS. So if we look at both, we do see showing the farm kind of moving slightly different. So on Euro, it kind of has something more kind of swinging off that way, similar to what we saw with the past storm do. The GFS are showing kind of like more or less going down, dipping further closer to Florida at the moment. So we'll kind of wait and see which one wins out on that, or what they think. Obviously, when they do their weather balloons, the change of the atmosphere, find weakness spots, things like that. We'll find out. Again, this is a stronger cold front. We'll have the low associated over there in Canada, which is causing this to move down further. So we do have to kind of wait and see what happens. If that is interesting to watch, and definitely maybe I would say the more promising for the coastal regions to have a better shot at possibly ice and snow. Again, kind of depending on how you choose to view it. This is the GFS Senior Anomaly. So this starts at Tuesday. Let's go ahead. So this is the past hours thing. Let's see what 72 hours would be. That'll be Thursday. So this is Thursday at 6 p.m. So you start seeing this is where the cold front starts dipping down. So again, not unusual for the Dakotas, Montana, Michigan, Minnesota, definitely on the colder side, definitely more colder over here. And so you start seeing, you do have a bit of a warming trend between now and then, between now and Thursday here in the southeast. So you do see it starting to move down here. If you look at midnight on Friday, it's right there on the edge of Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and New Mexico. As we go forward, you see it dipping into Texas slowly but surely, like 12 p.m. Friday, definitely more through Friday night. Definitely very cold for North Texas and the Panhandle into Saturday. You see it dipping it down more, so all of Arkansas, starting to get to the northern side of Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia continues to push down here by 6 p.m. at Saturday, January 24th. Definitely being colder, slowly pushing warm further southeast. And by 6 a.m. Sunday, January 25th, it's basically most of it except for Florida and extreme southeastern Georgia still showing on the warmer side, but most everyone else abnormally on the colder. And just keep on pushing through, including into northern Florida by 6 p.m. Sunday. And then it continues to go a little bit further into that Monday. And so, Peninsula Florida has a risk of having colder weather while having heat wave starting to build in the west tropics of some rain and cold air. If we look over here at the similar one for the euro to see how it differs, it's similar. Is this one forward until Friday? So this again, oops, that one. Friday at midnight. Again, similar from the GFS, it's the cold air pushing through the plains of Colorado and Wyoming, and it's a little bit of the Panhandle and definitely Oklahoma. Um, Again, very cold for the northern plains and of course the Great Lakes. And we do see this one again, kind of looking a little bit more east side and pushing a little bit further south by 3 o'clock or 3 a.m. Saturday, definitely at the Panhandle and the western side of North Texas, the Dallas area would definitely start feeling the cold. Atlanta, of course, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, not quite feeling it just yet. We continue to push with 9 a.m. Saturday. This one definitely has a little bit slower, and like I said, a little bit more east base versus south base here. By 9 a.m. Sunday, January 25th, again, not quite over there in the Houston area or New Orleans. Finally gets there by 6 p.m. Sunday. Still, again, so like New Orleans, the coastal Louisiana, southeast coastal Louisiana, um, coastal Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, and of course Georgia and South Carolina, not showing very much at this moment. This again will change between now and then, so we'll kind of have to looking here. Another anomaly, but definitely for this portion of the country, you guys are getting you don't feel very cold at this point. And if you look by Monday does kind of take it more into the southeast coast. So we might be talking about a little longer time span here, a little bit slower with Euro one versus GFS, which will be more like. Time will tell. We don't know. Again, this will change between now and then. It'd be helpful those to watch it and just know that you guys, if you're anywhere from, I would say, New Mexico all the way up to the New England, the coast, and everything in between, you should be worried. Definitely, you guys are going to be feeling something. You're definitely going to feel colder over here from, the Gulf Coast to the southeast coast as well. Um, so, if you know that, going to be super cold, you don't want to go out and about, you have people you need to check in on and make sure that they have supplies. Now would be the time to go and buy it, especially if you do the ice. Again, as a reminder, the GFS and Euro both indicate that we are going to see possibly some ice and snow in this mix. Where it will be, we just don't know yet. That's not determined at the moment. The time will tell where that will be. Okay, so we go ahead and look at, again, super anomaly. If you start on a Thursday at midnight, you can kind of start seeing where some of this anomaly is yeah. So you start seeing definitely getting a little bit warmer over here. So southeast Texas will be, kind of in the 50s, Dallas in the 50s, Colorado 40s, for them. New England, you guys will be in the 20s. It's really, upper 20s, lower 30s. Same kind of goes for Mid Atlantic, like you look closer to the Carolinas. And to tell you a little bit of the nothing. Techno, one second. And then Friday at midnight, so seeing it definitely coming more down, colder temperatures over here again to Colorado and Kansas. And then this is a Saturday, so North Texas, Arctic Texas right now, part of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. You guys definitely be colder. I mean, 16 degrees over there in Kentucky, which is just wild to think about. 17 in Kansas, 31 over there by Texarkana. Again, very, very cold over there. And then for Sunday, you definitely see it definitely creeping down. So this one is again kind of showing a little bit slower timetable versus what the GFS was showing for us. Like again, kind of in line with Euro. So this one, this is a GFS post, which you're saying, but definitely starts to be cooling down. So again, 25, 26, 27 below freezing for North Texas, below freezing for the majority of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, northern Alabama, and then a little bit over there in northern Georgia, into more towards southeastern Georgia. Carolina is 21, 25, 26. I mean, very cold. Um, for sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the wind chill would be like. So for Sunday, the wind chill. So for Charleston, 15, Columbia, 14, Atlanta, 22, 23 for Savannah, 56 for, so not too bad at this point for Florida. Again, that probably will push down more on Monday for you guys. You can continue to move further go for that week, so a week from today, you guys should feel it more. 14 degrees, 19 and 20 within the DFW, 30 degrees for Houston, 8 degrees for South Dakota, negative 17 for North Dakota, negative 31. Excuse me, over there on the border of North Dakota and Minnesota, negative 18 over there by Illinois. Excuse me, 10 degrees, 3 degrees Kentucky would be 6 degrees, Tennessee 18, Tennessee 25 degrees, 2 degrees in New York, negative 4 closer to Canada and New York. I mean, very cold. So you can see this will be, I will say this has the possibility of being more than this one, within what we had this past week, and impacting a greater amount of people, including the ice and snow. So you sort of think of what we had this past weekend as a sampling of what might come versus what we might be able to. Again, everything will change between now and then. So we'll have to wait to see where the models flip flop, because we know it's inevitable they will change. And we'll find out closer what the actual forecast will be. But it is looking likely that, it will be a very dangerously cold time for a larger portion of the country. In fact, if we look at the 24-hour snow probability, this is for today, or this is for Wednesday. Um, so again, snow over there by the Great Lakes, the mid, the Great Lakes, the extreme edge of the New England, and then of course over there in the plains, northern plains section as well. As you see, it does only go through midnight on Friday, and right now at this point, it's not showing anything beyond. Again, lake effect snow for Michigan, and then up into New York, Pennsylvania, and of course New England. We will wait and see what happens on that. You know, as we go forward in time, we'll start seeing this having this like 60 UTC so forth and so forth. We'll get a better idea. Right now, they're not showing at midnight Friday, which if you look at the model, does show they're not showing quite yet at midnight on Friday for like Oklahoma and Texas and Kansas. So we'll have to wait and see. But it takes a little while for it to build up on Friday. So we'll continue to monitor that going forward. And then also, the National Weather Service Weather Prediction Center, who you normally associate with, um, the severe weather, so like extreme weather, the tornadoes, the severe thunderstorms, hail, lightning. They have people, and messages for late generate extreme cold. So you know when they're doing that. this is definitely a serious thing. Since again, they take out for taxes. The fact that it is this one, it definitely gives the students the fact that he will probably experience some things that is good part of the country. Again, we just don't know exactly how much ice or snow, how much rain versus who will get snow versus who will get ice, who will get rain. We just don't know yet. Time will tell. We will find out more as we inch closer to that. But for now, they're talking about the things Northwest and so it's going to be a very cold. I mean, negative 50 is possible for Midwest to begin here. So, very dangerous. Again, you know, stuff to be prepared for because as you guys know, it's been a while if they don't time weather to heat up and to get warmer. So this is from January 22nd to the 26th. It's a bit different for me is in snow. The cold course is really expanded to the weekend. We will see, that we may get with these planes in mid-south. So of course, the things that's kind of unsure at the moment. We just don't know. Again, give us a day or two to kind of get that together. Cold will linger into the next week, and then again talking about making sure protecting yourself and your animals and people that you know from hypothermia, frostbite, etc. So again, interesting and kind of scary. But the good news is nothing's stone, so we are not guaranteed snow or ice. Again in Alabama, Georgia, or Florida, or the Carolinas. Yes, I will say if you are in Texarkana and Oklahoma and Dallas and northern Louisiana, there's a chance you guys might have a snow or ice. Again, this isn't unusual for this part of the month and part of the year for you guys over there. If you get this, it's very much something that can happen. It's kind of usual for you guys in fact. I know when I used to live in Dallas, every year we had ice. Again, it's more of an ice storm usually for you guys than a snowstorm. We'll kind of wait and see what happens with this one. I would take time now to figure out what you need to do. In fact, that your cities will probably shut down, as they rightfully should, for this kind of possible threat. But Houston, New Orleans, Mobile, Murray, Pensacola, you know, uh, Peninsula of Florida, so like Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, Brunswick, Savannah, Charleston, Wilmington, all of you guys who don't know, you guys are going to get even ice. I mean, you might just rain if it does dip that close to you guys or over you guys, which it may not. I mean, right now, I would say there's a 50% chance that it will dip that far south and we'll tell again with that. We'll have to see what that looks like as we get closer. And then how cold it really will get. Again, DFS likes to, be a little bit more um, exciting with its predictions in the Euro. I'm more likely to kind of do what the Euro would show than DFS. However, DFS was second class for some of the snow that guys did see uh, yesterday. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But we do know it will be cold. There will be people who will be dealing with, possibly heavy snow and ice and sleet. So we do know that. We just don't know who all will be included in that at the moment. So take the time to, stock up, make sure you have stuff that you need, roll out power outages for some parts of the country if it gets that cold. The more people use heat and power, the more likely you guys will encounter that. Luckily for the Northeast and Middle East and all that, you guys, and probably even I would say the Midwest, northern things, you guys are probably more built for that than let's say again places like Texas and Louisiana. But in Oklahoma even. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. So right now, yes, some of you guys will be definitely getting cold and snow and ice. Other areas we're just not sure yet. Time to follow. Pay attention to your trusted weather personalities and, weather forecasters. I would love for you guys to like and share and of course to subscribe. I will be continuing to post updates, hopefully nightly leading up to this as we get more information and also throughout the day as you can see also regarding this stuff too. And if you guys are watching, please let me know in the comments below where you guys are located and if you expect you guys are going to see snow or ice where you guys are at. Or if you are one of those few who are out more west, who is just enjoying the chase, virtual chase through your computer or mobile device. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.